Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Are you all from KL?
Oh no, I'm from Pulau Pinang.
Oh, you're from Penang. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
I'm from KL.
Yeah, I'm from Kuantan, Pahang.
Oh, you're from Kuantan. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm from Kelantan.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. And you're from KL, right, Tungku?
Yeah, KL Gombak.
Right, right, right. Do you know we have a school in Kuantan and one in Kota Baru?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, we just launched not too long ago. Kota Baru just launched on the 14th of November. Yeah.
Is it already in the website? Because we saw
In the website, maybe not yet updated, but Kuantan should be in the website. Yeah.
We would like to since is it okay to use it internally? I guess we maybe just chit chat in semi-formal in a semi-formal way.
Yeah.
So I might want to reintroduce and ask you to introduce yourself again. Is it okay?
Yep. Okay. I'm Dr. Ng. Actually, I was a dentist. But I left dentistry about like 10 years ago in 2012, January 1st. Yeah. So that's like almost 10 years. And I joined Elshaddai. Firstly, is as a volunteer. That was in 2013. 2013. So I remember I did mobile clinic at that time. And I think my first clinic was with the Sudanese community in Ampang. In Gombak, sorry. Where IIVM is very close, I think. So, and then I came into full-time around 2016 or 2017, when we started the secondary school education. So, and from there, I'm also involved with education, though that is not my specialty, but I think God knows what I can do, I think, surprisingly. Yeah, because there's nobody also, because there's nobody to do it. And so that's why I was there. So I just become the education director. Yeah, and then in 2019, I became the executive director and also the education director of Elshaddai. Yeah. So that's me.
That's really great. And because of course we read the website first to know more a little bit about Elshaddai, and we noticed that it has been active ever since 2008, and that is a very, very long time ago.
Yeah.
So
correct.
I think first and foremost, we wanted to know what is the meaning of Elshaddai, and also how does it come to be used as the organization?
Oh, okay. Elshaddai is actually a faith-based organization. So we are Christian-based. So Elshaddai is actually the name of God in the Hebrew language. It means God Almighty. It's a bit like God is great, but God Almighty. So that's the meaning of the word. And how I use that word, I wasn't involved in the naming of the organization because I haven't come into the picture yet. But our founder, I think he also recognized that he was able to do the work because God led him. So that's why he just used that as a name. I know a lot of people don't really understand what it means, but I think it's just like a lot of Islamic words is Arabic. Yeah, so this is one Hebrew word that is used. Yeah.
It's really interesting actually. Like it catches our eyes, like Elshaddai. What is that? So we wanted to know.
Right.
Also, since the organization, of course, probably like Doctor said, you're not very familiar with the early organization, right? But in terms of the objective of the organization itself, like NGOs, so what is, in your words, what is the aim for Elshaddai?
Okay. For Elshaddai, I think what we want is to meet firstly a need that is very crucial for foreigners that are in our land, because we know there are many foreigners in our land, but not many people know actually, but there is a lot. Yeah, whether they are migrant workers, whether they are stateless, people with no document that are here, or rather we would say expired documents or expired work permit, visa whatsoever, plenty, and also refugees and asylum seeker. And recently it has grown to very big. Yeah, so these people that are in our land, I think somehow they are being marginalized lah. Especially we say even refugees, because our government did not sign the convention, the 1952 Refugee Convention Act, and so we are not obligated to sort of like provide for them when they are here, and we are actually not obligated to receive them in time become citizen, because that is not what it is. So, but the government is very gracious to allow them to stay and on transit while waiting, you know, to be resettled somewhere else. Yeah, so we tend to see that this period of waiting sometimes can be very long. It can be years, you know, 7 years minimum, I think 10, 20 years. So we also meet refugees that are here for the 3rd generation already. So they give birth and then they are born here, and a lot of refugee kids are actually born in Malaysia. So I think we want to give dignity and help them to meet a basic need in terms of education, because they cannot go to public school. Yeah, and they also don't have a lot of help when they have health issues. So these are the way we feel that we can help. There are many organizations helping Malaysians. All kinds of organizations, NGOs, right? Whether it's Muslim, Buddhist, Christian, whatsoever, faith-based, non-faith-based, you know, a lot of foundations and all that are helping Malaysians, but very few are actually focusing on helping foreigners in our land. So Elshaddai is one of those. I think one of the very few. But we want to treat every human being as human being. You know, whether they are legal or not legal, to me, I think this earth belongs to God. He created it, and everybody should be able to have a corner, right?
Yes, yes.
That, you know, so, but I think the very sad thing is sometimes we hear them say, the world is so big, but I don't have a corner that's mine, you know. I don't have a place where I can really call my home. So it's pretty sad sometimes. But I think what we can do probably is like to give them a little bit of sort of like education and help, so that their time is not wasted, especially those that are born in Malaysia, I would say, in some ways, and they also like very much a part. Yeah.
Since they also not the one who wanted this to happen, right?
Exactly, especially the children. They are so innocent. Their parents are here, so they are here. Sorry, they are born as a refugee. So it's just like if you are in prison, then you give birth to a child is in prison. Something like that, you know. So the child is totally, to me, it's innocent. Yeah, true. And of course, also, nobody want to be refugees. They are forced by circumstance.
Can I know, like, what races are there?
Nationalities, you mean?
Yeah,
what nationality?
Yeah.
Elshaddai actually have students that come from about 18 to 19 nationalities everywhere. So if you're talking about refugees, then our school main one is from Myanmar. Myanmar have 3-4 groups, like Myanmar Chins, who are Christian, Myanmar Buddhist, Myanmar Muslim, and then the Rohingya. Rohingya also from Myanmar. Yeah. So and then we have the Sri Lankan, we have the Pakistani, we have the Afghan people, the Somalians, the Sudanese, the Yemenis, the Ethiopian. I have a couple of Cuban that is with us, you know, Liberians. So they are from Africa, they are from Middle East, they're from everywhere. And also when talk about children without proper documentation, we have a lot of Indonesians, we have a lot of Filipinos, we have Cambodian Cham people, and we have many others that are actually here in Malaysia. So some assimilated, like when you walk out, right, to the mall and all that, especially let's say in maybe Serdang or KLCC, you see all kinds of people, right? They, you know, Malaysia is just like, wow, everybody can just sort of like, how should I say, integrate in some ways. You just won't like stand up like a sore thumb. Not like in some country, right? Yeah, if in some country, let's say African, let's say go to China, he will really stick up, right? But here, everybody is just everybody. And they're here, it's like, okay, you're just part of this. Yeah, I'm very glad to see that. And we have so many nations. UNHCR have 50 nations of refugees. And then higher education, in the, let's say IUM, you have how many nationalities? So many of them also, isn't it? A lot, yeah, from even South America, even Africa, China, yeah, every part, India, Bangladesh, everywhere. You have students from everywhere, yeah. That's Malaysia, you know. Truly Asia. Malaysia, truly Asia.
All right, Doctor. So I will continue with the following
Sure.
questions regarding the organization. Okay, so as we are aware of the condition in Malaysia right now, like you said, the organization cannot run with online activities. So how do you manage to do all the activities during this pandemic, especially during the early COVID-19 when it started happening in Malaysia?
Yeah, of course, online is more difficult. Doesn't mean like totally cannot lah. Still can lah, but we have to manage. But it's not the most, not the best thing lah. So all my children is waiting for school to start anyway. But in the beginning of the pandemic, of course, our school does close because in 2020, school starts in January, then close in March already, and then it was quite long. Then after that, is in between, like have a stretch that we opened school for a while. Yeah, so then the beginning stage, we were just thinking, okay, maybe close 1 month, then next month can start again. So we didn't do anything. Yeah, but after that, we realized we have to do online studies. And online studies, the difficulty that refugee children face is firstly, usually the family have multiple kids and they have only one handphone, at most two, maybe one father, one mother handphone, that's all. And that's usually what they can use for online learning. Don't have tablet, computer, all these don't have. Yeah, and so that's the difficult part. And so our teacher teach with handphone also, WhatsApp call, because other thing like Zoom, all these cost too much data and too difficult the connection. So WhatsApp call, you can have seven kids and one cikgu, right? So it's eight people. Yeah, so sometimes the teacher will collect the student, okay, like two of you use one phone, two of you one phone, like that. So one session maybe can have 10 students or 12 students, like that. And teaching is like also have to be very, very fast. So the teacher will teach in the morning, teach in the afternoon, teach in the night, teach in the midnight, depend on when is the phone available from the parent. I mean, lockdown, everybody also locked down. Of course, parents will stay home. But when the parents go to work and the school is not open, that is the time, when we also have these struggles. But the later part, when it come to 2021, then especially during that very intensive high cases that we have and that lockdown, that time we already had prepared some devices for our higher learning students, the secondary school. So most of the secondary school kids have our refurbished laptop, and then some tablets from UN, but always not enough lah. Yeah. So that's how we manage lah. Then we have to, of course, cover them with data plan, and then we stop collecting school fees during that time. And also, teachers also, especially if they are refugees, also we also have to cover them data. Yeah, on top of like that. And so online learning is to connect with the students mainly, so that we know their welfare, because a lot of them because my school actually provide lunch also. So some of the students 1 week datang sekolah already, no food at home already, because lunch is eaten at school. So we actually help them quite a bit. So we also, in a way, we look out for them, how their welfare firstly, and of course a lot of them also, some of them, sometimes we may think that because they are poor, they all crowd together, so they got higher chances of getting COVID and all that. From statistics, not really true also lah. But we also really wanting to look out whether, you know, the families have COVID or not. But some do, like a few of our students will lose their parents due to COVID. And then some tested positive. And then the moment we receive news, okay, this family positive, then we quickly will have to tell them, okay, isolate, don't come out. Then we will send medicine, send food, send all those lah, so that they can pull through the thing. So that's how I think for them to manage also. It's tough. It's really a tough time. No job. Yeah. Online learning. Yeah. With the parents, some parents, yes, they're very concerned about the education, so they still online. Yeah. Because they also know the school, if you fail, you don't get promoted, you know. You either stay at the same level or you get out of school already. So they also know that, and they also want to be still in school. So the attitude is one thing lah. If they can, they will do their best to attend the class lah.
I see.
Yeah.
Because for
I have
us,
a lot of story
even
to tell one. Sorry.
it's okay.
I start
It's fun
already.
to hear.
We are chatting, right? We are chatting,
Yeah.
right? This one
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
serious interview.
It's fun to
So
hear
you
the
just
stories.
yeah, I like to tell stories. Okay.
Okay, so that's about the students and yeah, with the refugees and all. So what about the staff there? How do they like handle these things, and how many of them are actually in the organization?
Or how many staff? Okay.
And how they handle?
Okay. Paid staff that comes through our payroll, we have about 100 plus. Because the organization, of course, education is our largest part. About 80%, 70% of our work is education. But we do have other things like shelter, and social enterprises, skill training, and other things lah. So all together. But of course, running learning center is one of the biggest chunk of the work. Okay, our teachers have a few different categories. For the lower level, then we use a lot of community teachers. That means refugees themselves, those that are getting a bit educated. And because Elshaddai already so many years, 2008 until now, so we already have our own graduate student also from whether it's year 6 or, you know, or level 9, then they can be trained as teachers. So we have these teachers mending the pre-primary and the lower primary. Of course, we also have a lot of retired teachers, especially for the secondary. Secondary, we have to use retired teachers because we give them IGCSE. So we need to have teachers that are maybe able to teach the subjects in English and also are able to prepare the students. So they are subject teachers like maths teacher, English teacher. They come in 2 days a week, or, you know, just to teach the subject at that level lah. So a lot of retired teachers. Some are full-time teachers that we hire. Some are volunteers. And volunteer means consistent volunteer. If you say, I can come Wednesday, means every Wednesday you must come. Then we schedule for you the timetable. Wednesday is your slot. Like that. You cannot say, I suka datang, then I tak suka, cannot. Education cannot lah. There must be some consistency lah. So that is the teaching staff. Of course, part-time, full-time, subject, retired, or our own trained teachers, some of the young ones lah. Mostly, yes. We don't have professional teachers. Yeah.
Right. So lastly from me, my question is have you ever received any funds from the government since the establishment of the organization, like when you
government? No lah. We are thankful already that government didn't close down my school. The school is not registered with MOE. The school is not registered with anything or any bodies, but the school is just covered by UNHCR, United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. So they give us a covering letter to say that the students are actually people of concern to them, and we are NGO that helps them lah. Government didn't fund us lah. Yeah. Even UNHCR also have very little capacity to fund us, so we have to look for funding somewhere else lah. Like that. So we do collect a little bit of school fees from the children, but not enough for now. So we usually, people who fund us are mainly like churches, individuals, some business people, corporate, like that.
Okay, I will continue the interview.
Yes.
My name is Ayuni. Also, from our observation, your organization has already expanded into several branches, which is just now you mentioned in Kuantan, in Kota Baru.
Yeah.
So, do you personally think that your organization has received the initial goal that has been set in the beginning of your organization?
Oh, in the beginning, the organization also start by accident. Mana ada goal. Nobody knows where it's going to take us. You know, when UNHCR approached my founder, of this one, they say, hey, you interested or not? Because we have actually, right from the beginning, even before Elshaddai starts, my founder has been working closely with migrant workers and all that. So helping foreign workers in our land. So UN say, hey, since you work with foreigners, you want to work with refugees or not? Then he said, okay lah. At that time, refugee very few only like maybe 38,000 refugees, that's all. So my founder thinks that, hey, maybe 3 years or 4 years down the line, they all resettled already, then no more already. I just work for a few years. But mana tahu now how many years already? 12 or 13 years later, we have many more refugees that have come. Last time only about 30,000, now is 200,000. And that is what UN have given UN card. Those that are still applying and queuing up at the UN office, still a lot. Yeah. So our goal, in fact, of course, to give honor and dignity to these people that are actually here. That's one of it, and also to see that their well-being, at least, minimum as a human being, be treated as one that receive help when they need. So that's our one of our goal. But in terms of number of students, how it's going to cover, I don't think so It's by accident. Sort of like where the door is open, where there's a need, we will also go in. When we have resources, then we will just expand. When we can still able to give, then we'll just give. And when we are able to cover more, we just go cover more, that's all. So far, we never foresee that it will grow until like that, because we never foresee the number of refugees and stateless children will be so many. Yeah.
All right, we understand your answer. So for the next question, as we aware that majority of your students and people from your organization is among refugees and immigrants. So what your overall opinion about refugee in Malaysia? Or do you have any story of your student being blacklisted by the citizens or something else?
So far, my stories are, I think, at least those that we are closely connected with, most of them are good stories. Of course, we do hear, of course, how they being ill-treated, how they get retained, they get raided, some, of course, they get extorted also by authorities sometimes. Stories like that does happen. But so far, my school is in Klang. I think Klang has been quite safe for them. So they have been able to find jobs, they can thrive. And at the same time, I think they are reasonably safe and secure. That's why we can have foreigners in our land that live for many years. And you think that life here is like very hard, okay, very oppressed, that people don't accept them. I think they go back, it's worse. That's why they don't go back. Especially those with no document one, they can go back one. They have country, let's say they come from Indonesia, they come from Cambodia or Myanmar, they are not refugee, they can go back, but they don't go back. So life in Malaysia isn't that bad. I think Malaysians are basically very hospitable. And we are people that are actually very mild and friendly, To say that we are fierce people, I don't think so. But sometimes authorities, when they want to what they call carry out the law, then of course, I mean, if you break the law, you cannot expect to be treated well, right? So, but so far, the public as in general has been very generous to foreigners and has been friendly, and they know it like, yeah. Okay lah, you have stories occasionally like, okay, boss never bayar gaji lah, or policeman lah stop me lah, or I raided lah, then got to retention. Of course, retention won't be very comfortable, right? And also all that do have that stories lah, but in general, I think the story's been good. Yeah, that's why they still here. If so bad, they won't be here. Can?
I'm very glad to hear that.
Yeah, it's true. If you are on ground, you know.
Well. Yeah.
If you are on ground, you know. If you only depend on media, media only like drama, kan? So you get drama lah.
True about that.
Yeah, you get drama what? So
we only heard about the negative side of this.
I don't think so lah. Yeah,
always
media, yes. Media will give you dramas, well, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to have something hot to talk about. Yeah, but we are the people every day. We can say we are the people every day toiling on the ground, and we mingle with them, we mix with them, we live with them. We are a part of their community. So we know how they think. Of course, refugees also got different class one. Some are high class, kan? If they come, the first batch, if their country have war, the first batch of people who run are the high class people, right? They got money, so these people, when they come here, then they are not treated as they should be. Then their expectation is higher, kan? Then different lah. But there are others like that. They run the last one. Some of the really deprived in their own land one, very oppressed one. Then when they come here, actually they got freedom. The first thing they will say is that I can sleep peacefully in Malaysia. I think that is something that is very precious. So to them, that's why they'll rather be here. They also have to learn the culture. They have to mingle inside. They have to learn the language. I can hear some Rohingya 6 months here. They already can speak very good Malay. Because they can survive. Yeah. So you go out, you also cannot tell. Some of them, like Cambodians and all that, after a while, you cannot tell whether they are Malay or they are Cambodian unless they tell you. So I think they are okay lah, general. If not, we don't have so many one, isn't it?
Okay. So this question is a bit personal. So according to the blog article of your organization, there are some words mentioned on raising awareness among the Malaysian youth. So would you be open to accept any internship from any university students in Malaysia? Perhaps
For sure.
there are some who interested in this field.
Yeah. We do have service learning. Students come for service learning, for internship, for projects, youth projects, and things like that. Yeah. But we are also mindful because we run a full kind of school curriculum. That means we are not like some learning center. They don't have proper curriculum. So, then if today you come, you teach this, okay, tomorrow you come, you teach the other one also can, then another group come and teach another something else. For us, we have a full curriculum to go. We have a pathway lah. Our pre-primary, primary, secondary, then we even have post-secondary education. So we are taking the student there. So which means that some of our curricula are not easily interrupted in a sense, but we can of course make allowances. Like say if you come, you want to do some projects, and if your project can enhance our students' learning, then of course that's most welcome lah. But internship, let's say for example, I don't know yours English literacy, right? You can come and teach, no issue. Teach English 6 months. Oh, that one is good. Or consistently you can volunteer. Yeah, our teachers also come from all kinds of background. We have Muslim teacher, all kind of teachers to have, all kind of nationality also. Yeah. But we don't have school building, I don't know whether you realize or not. We don't have proper school building. We borrow building here, borrow building there. Yeah, so we also teach in the we teach in the church, but we also teach in the madrasah. Then we also teach in the, especially the Rohingyas, they have their own madrasahs. We also teach in all kinds of situations where whenever we can find. Yeah, because to run a school, to support a school building costs a lot of money. We don't want that. Yeah, like that.
We really appreciate your opinion. So again, from what we read on the website, and you just mentioned just now that your organization prioritize education around 70 to 80%.
Yes. Yeah.
So would you tell us some reason of the educational for you choose education as your priority?
I think that is we are pushed by need now. At first our school 22 students only. After 6 months already 60 students. After 1 year 100 students. And then I put in the waiting list. So you put in the waiting list, right? 9 years old still have to tunggu, you know, cannot come into school. So you want to expand your school or not? So expand the school. Yeah, we are pushed by need because of that lah. Because they don't have school to go to ma. And we are not taking the young one in preschool to like babysit for them. No, you know, 4 years old, 5 years old, we don't take. We take 6 years old and above only. And then next year we do 6 years old preschool 1 year. Then after that they go to primary school because not enough space. We cannot afford to do all this. So we do the over age kids first. When I first started in 2017 or 2016, that time we have a lot of over age children. They come in 10 years old, still don't know how to hold pencil. Come in 10 years old also cannot write their own name. So these are the ones that we really want to set priority. At least have some education, you know, at least, you know, you must know how to read a message on the WhatsApp, or, you know, at least you must be able to fill out a form when you are in the, for example, in the immigration or whatsoever. I think these are basics, you know, so that's why we think that education is important. Most of the time is pushed by need. Healthcare is important or not? Healthcare is also important. But healthcare, firstly, is very expensive also. There are also other organizations that do healthcare. Like, for example, Go Hospital, support them, surgery. I think all this, I think it's beyond that. So sometimes, you know, the cost effectiveness, we also look into that. We feel that if I invest my money in the young generation, I think it's more worth it. I think I'm not saying that others not important, but other people are doing other things. Yeah, so that's why we feel that education is important.
Yes, because education is almost around all our life.
Yeah.
So education is most
Yeah,
important.
yeah. I can, yeah. Because if you have, because I think a lot of time, a lot of people also don't prioritize, for example, education to women or girls. You know, so if the mother is not educated, then she become mother. That's so ignorant, no, about the children, don't know anything. And then it will just keep passing down, and that's not healthy. So that's why education is quite important. Now, but when we do education in these type of communities, we don't just educate the kid, we also educate the parent.
Okay, very last question from me. So as we discussed before, education is the priority of Elshaddai. So do you have any plan in the future to expand the other services as well?
That also depend on our capacity of and the need. A lot of time depend on the need, because like this COVID season, when school locked down, we still continue education, one thing, but we also step up on our relief work. Last time we don't do so much relief. Relief means like, okay, you have no food to eat, I give you food, no money to pay rent, I have to pay rental, that kind of relief. So this time COVID, no choice. So we also do a lot of relief, because there are also people who give food and who give substance and all that. So we are the one go and distribute. Like, for example, IIUM say, okay, I have 300 bags of rice, but I want to give to the poor, but where's the poor? A lot of people don't know where's the poor. Where are they? You know, like talk about, okay, I want to help refugees, but where are the refugees? You are not connected, so you don't know. So then we transfer other people's resource and give out. So we do a lot of this, we call relief. And then we started this partnership with UNHCR to start the shelter, because we also know we need to do rescue work, especially rescue girls that are being like sold because family issues, right? And then abuse, especially women, when the man has no job and stay at home every day, so then the women become victims. So this is actually is reality of life. Yeah, and so we started the rescue work. I started the shelter, and then boys become child laborer because have to, if can find job, better go and work already and don't So today I think girls can be abused sexually, but boys also can be abused sexually, equal. So we also do this rescue work, which last time we don't do so much lah. We let other people who are more specialized to do it, but we also push by need. And this season, talking about recovery, COVID recovery, so a lot of them might have accumulated a lot of debts, a lot of rental not paid, health issues, some COVID positive but didn't fully like recover properly because they don't have proper nutrition, things like that. So we are doing the recovery stage, and then a lot need counseling if they already had issues, violence, victims of certain things and circumstance. So we also have suicide victims. So these are the ones that now on recovery. So we also step up on counseling, on community protection and that kind of work. So this is also the other aspect of it. Because I think education have to come holistically also, I cannot every day just tell you, hey, you must pass your exam, but at home you got no food to eat. What pass exam you're talking about, right? So we are also more, we have to be more holistic in that sense. So that's why this season, because of this need, we also put our emphasis somewhere more. Yeah. So that's why you say, do we have plans to expand? It's not how we plan, but it's how we respond. That's why we respond to the season and the time and the need and the people. So it's the response. So whatever resource that we have, I think we think of the best way to put the resource to respond to the best need, to meet the most urgent need, one thing, and also the most basic necessity. Education, I would consider as one of the basic necessity.
Okay, I think that's from Ayuni. I'm Munira. I will be leading the questions a bit from now. So the first is, as far as we've known now, that this organization deals with refugees, immigrants, and foreigners. So since Doctor, you've been in this work for years, and then you have years of experience in working and handling, dealing with people from various countries and where they communicate different languages. So we would like to hear if you have any unique or special memories that you remember until now.
On how I deal with these people, is it?
Yes,
or what?
or even in general, like working in this organization, working with these people, if there's any unique experiences or any times that stick in your memories until now.
Oh, plenty lah. Some stories of families. Post-COVID, we have two families resettled to Australia, and they have been good friends. That we have actually become co-workers. Sometimes refugees become co-workers, so we spend time together and all that. And so when they leave, we were very glad for them. At the same time, we also feel like, what a loss, so far you're going. But actually to us, it's more of like happiness for them. This is one thing that most of us are actually looking forward for some of these of our refugee friends. And of course, I most can remember is one student that I had. He was here 10 years old. And he was from he is a Rohingya from Myanmar. So he come, and his story is that he come by boat, and then they just buy a ticket from whoever the boatman, then they just jump into a boat and come. Of course, the journey is tough, like it's a long journey and very long and many weeks in the sea. So he also see his cousin die, and they throw the body into the sea, and then they just forward. And then he actually landed in Thai border, Thailand, and then he has to walk many nights to cross the border lah, to come to Malaysia. How they do it? But he also don't know, he's just a 10-year-old boy. But he come. And yeah. And then by bus, he came from Kedah down to KL to the UN office to get registered. And then he came to Klang, where his relative is. Yeah. And then he ended up in my school. But he's a very smart fellow, no? 10 years old, he doesn't have any education. Yeah. Then he stayed in the school for 6 years. And 6 years means he finished standard 6, so level 6, yeah. And he was already 16 years old. Then he got resettled to US. So he's one of the fortunate one. So he went to America. He was in a place quite cold. Can't remember the place. But 3 years in US, then he completed his high school. So now he's in med school, medicine. So he was doing medicine. He wants to be a doctor. He wants to be a neurosurgeon. Yeah. So I think this journey that we walked him, of course, touched my heart. Yeah, because we gave him hope lah. The 10 years, the 6 years that he is here, you know, his life is preserved like a journey like that, you know. But when you talk to him, he's a very positive person. He never think like, oh, I have been so badly treated, you know, my life is so bad, no, they are just young people, you know. They just like same lah, like us. They love fun. They just want to live some normal life lah. I think yeah. But we help him with this journey, so he learned English here, and then 6 years. That's how he continued his education up to high school, because of the English that we gave him, and then he's able to go on to catch his dream lah of becoming a doctor. Yeah. So we want to write stories like that lah. At least we help them, and then at this season, but where they go, what they become later, I think God knows lah. So to me, how I view it is like, it's as if like I'm here, and God is bringing people, you know, for me, and so that we can help them, and then they just go on to another journey. To me, it's like that. Do I remember everyone? Not really lah. But these 2 years, I'm seeing IGCSE graduates from my school, and some of them small, you know, and they spend so many years. I have a Liberian guy from Liberia in Africa. So the parents were many years in the Ghana refugee camp. And then, you know, people in refugee camp, they also think like, no hope. I better get to Malaysia. I got better hope. You know, and so they come here, and yeah, also thinking that they can resettle very fast lah. But the boy is very young. He came to our school. Now he's IG graduate, and he's still doing the post high school studies online. So I see him grow up, and he say, I think I'm more Malaysian now than I'm a Liberian. He doesn't even remember, because the moment he was born, he's in the Ghana refugee camp, like that. So we walk with some of these children, then we see them grow up. We know they also touch our lives, not that we touch their life. Like that. Yeah. I have many stories, I cannot finish telling.
Okay.
I cannot remember.
I think it's very interesting, personally for me, because my mom is a lecturer, and then she also have some foreign students. So there's a couple, refugee couple from Myanmar actually, and they also move out to Australia. So I will remember how my mom was very sad to that, but also very happy. So
yeah, I also see now. I think this year I do my IG graduate very early, because one girl, she's just waiting to finish her exam, then she'll fly to Australia. So yeah, so I think we have stories like that, and we are happy for them, because at least they get some more legal status, and they get to progress in their life more certain. I think the most difficult thing for refugee over here is actually the uncertain future. You are just like living, just waiting, every day, waiting, what's coming, when am I going? Okay, I want to go somewhere, but when? That you can never make a decision for yourself, you know. Like for us, okay, I want to see America. I pack my bag, buy a ticket, I go already, right? Because it's not so hard. For them, cannot, you know, they just cannot move, cannot go anywhere. So I think it's that uncertainty that gives people a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, that's true, and that's why you mentioned hope a couple of
Yeah,
times,
yeah.
because in that, when you face with anxiety, hope
Mhm.
really brings a lot of light
Yeah,
into your life.
yeah,
So there's a couple more, not more, there's a couple some questions. As an executive director of an established organization, it is given that you'll be leading a busy life, right?
yeah,
So
lor.
personally,
That's true.
what do you do to spend most of your time on if you are not working?
If I'm not working,
Yes.
ayyo, so nice. I can sleep, eat, read, watch movie. Yeah, now we got a lot of like shows from Korea, China, whatever.
Yes, very true.
So many movies to watch. Wow, so nice. Sometimes I just say, I just want to. I just tell my husband, hey, I take 2 days. I just go to the beach and look at the sea and finish. I can sit 2 days and just look at the sea and do nothing. Yeah. I'm not young, but
Yeah. It's like a small happiness
yeah,
to make you through
yeah,
the day. So
yeah.
for my last question would be, not a question really, but can you share some tips for those who are interested in this field? And are there any upcoming events or programs related to the organization or other organization that you would like to bring awareness to?
Yeah. I think bringing awareness is quite important. Yeah, because there are so many people from so many different nations that are actually living in our land, and I think that is very precious, and I would say very privileged for Malaysia. That we can become host to so many people, and I think we need to know that as a Malaysian. I want to be proud of that lah. Secondly, I think also when we open our eyes and look around us, there are people who are really in need. Not so much of in need of financial or job, but they want to be respected as a human being lah. That I'm here, that that I'm not just a thing. I'm also another human being. Can you see me? Can you receive me? That kind. So I think if we are more aware, then more people can reach out to them. Yeah, then they will be more sort of like easy and respected lah. That their needs can be met. Because when more people come together, then of course the resource, the manpower, and the thing that we can share will be a lot more than if I just do, and if only my organization do, and I think that's not enough lah. So we have more people to come forward, then of course the work becomes easier. Then I think the nation also in many ways will be blessed lah. So I think that because awareness, because when they are, especially in educating children, it's a journey, It's not something that I do today, then tomorrow I say bye-bye, I don't want to do it, I retire, I just go and see something. It's not like that, Once you run a school, it's a continuous thing, right? For the school to become meaningful. So I cannot say today I take my student, tomorrow I got no money, no manpower, I just close my school, then my student just so we also try not to let that happen. That's why we want to mobilize, we want to have a sort of like bring awareness to people. So I would welcome if anyone who is interested to come and visit. That's why I also am happy to talk in this way, let's say interview or what, that you can visit our school. You just let us know, and then we can actually take you around to just see. And at the same time, maybe you can also be a part for participating. There are many ways. There are short-term, long-term. You give your time, energy, or you give your money, or you give your knowledge, or you give whatever that you have. So I think all of us, no matter how poor, we have something that we can give. You can give love or smile, or you just be present, or just listen to someone talk. I think that is value in all this. Yeah. So
Yeah, thank
that's
you
what I
so
feel.
much, Doctor, for that. That was such a meaningful sharing session. And
Thank you.
I guess with that question, it marks the end of our interview session. So thank you so much again, because accepting our proposal in the last minute with how busy you are. And also, we definitely gain a lot of insight in NGOs and the information, especially the issue pertaining the needs of refugees and immigrants. And one eye-opening that I get from this interview is basically like how our media production, actually the main media, how they portray these refugees, and also the help that they get always not enough, and the attitudes of Malaysian always highlight the negative one. But when looking at the insights, they're actually more positive and hope that I think that is very important to highlight instead of all the negativity. And I actually personally love reading the blogs, articles that in the website, because there's a lot of activities that is covered there, and also the stories and the issue that is talked about. So yeah, thank you again. All in all, we wish for the best for Elshaddai.
Thank you. Yes.
And in the current and also future endeavors, and hopefully we'll be able to create a better living and society, whether regardless of anyone's nationality and religion.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yes. I just want to ask, did you also interview other organizations?
We actually sent a couple of emails, but of course, in this time, not a lot of them replies, or if they reply, they cannot attend it. So we are
negative
very grateful for
negative
that.
answers.
Yeah,
okay,
so
okay.
when we got your email, we were very, very happy about it.
Yeah, because you email to our this inquiry email, so a number of us will see it, but usually I will be the one to reply the emails lah. Yeah, so it's good that I can be of help, but I think it's important. I also think your work is important because whatever that you are doing today, I think it will bring impact in time to come also. So yes, every one of us just need to do a small part. I think Malaysia will be so much better for refugees and also for foreigners in our land, whether we like it or not. Our government also invites so many international students, so many, not invite lah, but so gracious to so many refugees that are here, and also foreign workers. Foreign workers, some their permit expired, so they don't go back. Why? Because they are here. They're so comfortable here, no? And my friend who just went to Canada, just texted me, say, doctor, now negative 30 temperature. So I say, yeah, I told you already, what? The one thing you need to get used to in Canada is the cold. Malaysia is so much better, kan? One t-shirt pun, one whole year is okay. Over there cannot, So he say, yeah, negative 12 already, then they say going to be negative 30. I think Malaysia it's a beautiful country. Yeah, in some ways. And all these foreign people make the nation even more beautiful. It either bring out your best or it bring out your worst. Yeah.
And the Malaysian attitude, it really plays important things, because like if everyone is opening their hands for these people, we could be a very I guess a happy, peaceful and harmony nation.
Yeah, definitely. Like this COVID season also, I see like a lot of B40s who get help, and all this. And I'm so quite happy that some says that, okay, even refugees are included. So yeah, I think we are very hospitable country, I would say lah. I have met many people who wanting to help refugees and also foreigners that are in our land. Yeah, despite some of the attitudes of certain people, but that does
Yes.
not speak for all lah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Right.
So I guess that's all for today. It's already 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Please enjoy your day after
You
this.
too.
Let's
Thank you.
get a bath and a good ski or so.
Are
That's
you
all.
on
Have
holiday
our-
now or study from home or what?
We are in university actually.
Oh, now
Yeah,
it's
still
not
learning. Yeah.
It's
the
in
semester still on lah. Your semester still
Yeah.
on.
yeah,
It's
we
the hectic
after the
week.
break.
Yeah.
This is a hectic week. We have to submit everything.
Okay. Okay. Great. Hope I can be of help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
you.
much of
much.
help.
Thank you. Yes. Okay. Right.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
That's all.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Yes. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.